you must stay focused. See, if you've ever watched a self-improvement video, you've likely heard the word dopamine before. See, dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is engaged in our brain when we engage in pleasures. These pleasures can be seen through sex, guilty food, sugar, and porn, which is a very common one that's been modernized and pushed out to children nowadays. See, dopamine is extremely addictive, and the main thing about dopamine is that it distracts us from our purpose as men and as children of Christ. Dopamine will ruin your life. If you don't, discipline is like a muscle. You must train it when you don't feel like it. And the only times you're able to train it is when you don't feel like it. So if you're always engaging in your pleasures and cutting yourself short and never doing the hard things when they're supposed to be done, not only are you disobeying God, you're cutting yourself short and you lack purpose. And as a man, you must always have a purpose. Men must have purpose because it is engaged into our brain that we are biologically susceptible to building things, engaging in productive behaviors, and providing for our family and our children. See, the thing about dopamine is that it's everywhere nowadays. Even the cell phone I'm recording this video with is a source of dopamine. See, this phone contains so much dopamine that we are basically glued to it. I mean, speaking from experience, I can't go an hour without looking at my phone if I'm in the house all day. That's just an example of being in the house all day. Imagine being so addicted to a neurotransmitter that you can't go minutes without checking your Snapchat notification, your Instagram notification, see if your girlfriend texted you, your sneaky link, Dopamine is evil, I'm telling you. The Lord says in Proverbs 18:9, he who is slothful in his work is a brother to him who is a great destroyer. See, what the Lord is trying to tell us is that the man who is slothful and does not work for anything will not be rewarded. Not only not be rewarded with blessings, but also not be rewarded into his kingdom. And the Lord is trying to tell you, you must have a purpose in your life. It does not matter how much impact what you do has on other people, as long as what you're doing is good. See, many people try to be cold-hearted. They'll try to be mean to people, push them away, be distant, block people, be cold-hearted. And that is the exact opposite of what the Lord wants us to do. The Lord wants us to forgive, love our neighbor, and the Lord wants us to be kind to people. And even being cold is a form of feeding into the dopamine addiction, because you get a feel good sense when you push out people because you feel like you're a king. And see, that's putting yourself on a pedestal and engaging in activities of narcissism, which the Lord warns against, that the only God that exists is Jesus Christ, and you're portraying yourself like a god, And see, dopamine, those are just a few examples I've mentioned that can you ruin your life from being addicted to dopamine. And see, the thing about dopamine is that it will always be there, but the thing is, you need to limit it as much as you possibly can, because when you lack discipline, discipline is also a major thing a man must have in his life. When you lack discipline, you're basically saying, I want nothing to do with my life. I want to do nothing with my life. I want to be average. I want to be mediocre. I want to work a 9 to 5. I want to be broke. I want to have no hoes, no girlfriend, no wife. I want to be a mediocre man. See, when you take the easy route, you're doubling the amount of work you have to do for the next time. And the thing about discipline is that it's like a muscle. And when you don't work it, it shrinks. And the addiction to dopamine becomes larger and larger. So you must work the muscle of discipline when you don't feel like it. And you're lucky to not be able to work it all the time, because those times when you don't feel like doing things, those are the times that will make you the toughest. See, there's this saying that says, tough times make tough men. And if you've ever watched a movie or read a book where someone's challenged a lot, you see that they always come back stronger, more hungry, and more goal-oriented. And in life, you must have a set out structure. You can't just say, I want to become a millionaire and have no plan behind it. Because to want to do something, you must want it with all your heart. You must put passion in, you must put hard work, you must put dedication, and you must put blood, sweat, and tears into a certain activity or into a certain goal. See, that's the thing. When you have all these distractions going on in your life, and you keep feeding into your addictions of dopamine, hookup culture, sex, porn, being disrespectful to women, all these things, being cold-hearted, all these things, you're ruining your life so much to a point where you become miserable, and you have no purpose in this world, because you sold yourself completely short. See, things that you can start doing to increase discipline is, I want you to get up when you don't feel like it. And imagine the times where you were disrespected, shut out, and if you didn't have a father figure growing up, imagine, I want you to use that as fuel for the pain that you're feeling. And I want you to put in the hard work when you don't feel like it. Because in this life, as a man, you must do something with yourself. I want you to use all that pain, all that infuriation that you have, all that rage, everything that you have. I want you to use it as fuel to transfer the energy. I want you to become jacked, millionaire. I want you to transfer that energy into something good, positive, that the Lord will want you to do. See, because the Lord tells us that we need to do something with our lives, right? And what better thing to do with our lives is to make an impact in the world and be kind. So, starting today, do the thing that you don't feel like doing. Cut out the dopamine. If you're able to, delete TikTok. Put an ad blocker. Say something kind to your family. Open the door for someone today. And I want you to be a greater person for yourself and for the Lord. Thank you.